What if I told you that the drink sitting in your refrigerator today, the one that costs a couple of dollars at the store, started with nothing more than an old brass kettle, a wooden stick, and a single piece of paper? Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But lean in, because what I'm about to share is one of the greatest business stories of all time, and hidden inside it is a secret that could change your life if you truly understand it. It begins in a small southern town more than 100 years ago. Imagine dusty roads, horse-drawn carriages, and a time when electricity was still a miracle. Inside a quiet drugstore, an old country doctor walks in through the back door. He looks around nervously and calls over a young drug clerk. They speak in hushed tones behind the counter. Nobody knows what they're planning, but if someone had listened closely, they would have witnessed the birth of an empire. The doctor sets an object on the counter, an old, heavy brass kettle dented and worn. Beside it, a simple wooden paddle. Nothing special, right? But then he pulls out a folded piece of paper. On it, a formula, a secret recipe. The words on that paper were worth more than gold, if someone had the courage to believe in them. The clerk listens carefully. His name is Asa Candler. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't doubt. Instead, he reaches deep into his pocket and pulls out every single dollar he owns, $500. That's not just money. That's his life savings. In that moment, Asa makes a decision that 99% of people would never dare to make. He bets everything on an idea. $500 for a piece of paper and an old kettle? Most would call it madness. Asa called it opportunity. And here's where it gets interesting. What he really bought that day wasn't just a recipe. It was a dream. Asa took the kettle home, mixed the ingredients exactly as written, and created a syrup. Sweet, dark, and different from anything the world had ever tasted. He added one more ingredient the doctor never mentioned: imagination. Asa didn't just see a drink. He saw a brand. He saw an empire. He saw millions of people craving this taste. Day after day, Asa worked. He poured every ounce of energy into that idea. When people laughed, he kept going. When money ran low, he kept going. And slowly the magic started. One glass sold, then 10, then 100. Word spread. People came from everywhere just to try this strange new drink that promised refreshment without intoxication. Asa gave it a name that would one day echo in every corner of the world: Coca-Cola. Now pause for a moment and think about this. That single idea, just an idea, created a river of gold that has flowed for over a century. It survived depressions. It survived wars. It built colleges, created jobs for millions, and turned ordinary people into millionaires. Even today, Coca-Cola spends billions on advertising alone. And it all started with a rusty kettle and a man who believed in his imagination. Here's the question you need to ask yourself. How many ideas have passed through your mind? How many times have you said, this could be big, and then you let it go? Asa didn't let go. He acted. He believed. He risked everything. And that's why you're hearing his name today. The truth is, ideas are the starting point of every fortune. Not money, not connections, ideas. But here's the secret that most people miss. An idea by itself is worthless. The world is full of ideas. What makes the difference is imagination. The ability to see beyond what is, to what could be, and then having the courage to act on it. Think about this. Coca-Cola isn't just a drink. It's a feeling. It's an image. It's happiness in a bottle. That's imagination at work. Asa didn't just sell syrup. He sold an experience. That's why Coca-Cola became more than a product. It became a symbol, recognized in every corner of the globe. Now, what does this mean for you? It means you're holding power you probably don't even realize. Every day, your mind produces ideas, tiny sparks that could change your life. But most people let those sparks die. Why? Because they're afraid. Afraid to risk. Afraid to fail. Afraid of what people will say. Asa wasn't afraid. He bet on himself. He bet on an old kettle and a formula no one cared about. And he won big. But here's the best part. You can do the same. Not by copying his idea, but by applying his principle. Whatever your dream is, whether it's a business, a product, a book, a song, it starts with imagination. Imagination turns nothing into something. Imagination is the bridge between desire and reality. Never forget this. The drink that dominates the world today didn't come from a big corporation. It came from a tiny drugstore, from a man with no guarantees, no backup plan, and no safety net. It came from courage, belief, and an idea. And if Asa could do it, so can you. Because the truth is, your next thought could be your fortune. But only if you act on it. Did you ever think that a $500 gamble could create a multi-billion-dollar empire? Asa Candler didn't just buy a formula. He bought a dream, a possibility, and he added something to that formula which the old doctor never imagined. Imagination. Relentless action. The brass kettle was not magical on its own. The magic ingredient wasn't sugar, wasn't caffeine. It was vision. Asa Candler saw beyond what was in front of him. He didn't just see a drink. He saw a movement, a culture, a product that would be in every hand, every city, every celebration. What made Coca-Cola more than a drink? Candler understood something. Most people never do. Products don't create wealth. Ideas do. Anyone can make a sweet drink. But Asa wrapped it in a story, a promise, a feeling. He imagined people in scorching heat reaching for his drink, families bonding over a bottle, a global icon of refreshment. And then he acted. He didn't wait for luck. He built distribution networks, hired marketing geniuses, and invested in branding like never before. The power of an idea. Now stop and think about this. What if Asa had said, "This won't work. People won't pay for this"? What if he had feared losing his $500? Today, there would be no Coca-Cola, no empire, no jobs for millions. One idea, one decision, one act of imagination changed history. Your turn. How to use this formula. Here's the truth. You are surrounded by ideas every single day. Most people ignore them because they don't look big enough. Coca-Cola didn't look big either. It was a syrup in a kettle. So how do you turn a small idea into a fortune? Step 1. Recognize that ideas share currency. Ideas are seeds. But like seeds, they need soil, water, and sunlight. Your soil is knowledge. Your water is action. Your sunlight is persistence. Step 2. Train your imagination. Asa didn't have a degree in marketing. He had imagination. Close your eyes and ask, what could this become in 10 years? Visualize the outcome before you start. Step 3. Build the right story around your product. Products don't sell. Stories do. People didn't just drink Coca-Cola. They bought the feeling of happiness. Step 4. Take calculated risks. Asa risked his life savings. Today, your risk might be time, energy, or reputation. But without risk, there is no growth. Why most people fail at this game? Because they kill their own ideas. They say, what if I fail? What will people think? I don't have money. Listen carefully. Asa didn't have money. He had $500 and a burning desire. You don't need millions to start. You need courage and imagination. The bigger lesson. Imagination creates empires. Look at history. Ford imagined cars for the common man. Steve Jobs imagined computers in every home. Jeff Bezos imagined an online bookstore, which became Amazon. Every empire started as an idea. And every idea needed someone crazy enough to believe. Do you know what separates the dreamers from the empire builders? One thing, the ability to see the invisible. Napoleon Hill called it imagination, the workshop of the mind. where dreams take shape and fortunes are born. Asa Candler saw it when he looked at that old kettle. Ford saw it when he looked at a horse. Bezos saw it when he looked at a bookstore. And guess what? You can develop this skill. It's not magic. It's not a gift. It's a muscle. And I'm about to show you how to train it. 5 proven ways to boost your imagination and turn ideas into wealth. 1. Feed your mind with new inputs. Your imagination can't create out of nothing. It works with what you give it. Most people feed their brain with gossip, fear, and negativity, and then wonder why they can't think big. Start feeding your mind differently. Read books on success and innovation. Listen to interviews of entrepreneurs. Travel, even if it's just to a new cafe in your city. Why? Because new environments spark new connections in your brain. Every great idea was born from seeing something ordinary in a new way. 2. Practice the what-if game daily. Take any object near you, a pen, a bottle, a chair, and ask, what if this could do more than it does now? What if a chair could track your posture? What if a water bottle could remind you to drink? What if a pen could digitize your notes? That's how billion-dollar companies are born. Start small, think big. 3. Surround yourself with big thinkers. Imagination thrives in the company of other dreamers. Why do you think Napoleon Hill created the mastermind principle? Because when 2 or more minds meet with a common goal, a third invisible force, imagination, comes alive. Action step. Join business forums. Engage in conversations that challenge your limits. Avoid negative people. They kill ideas faster than failure. 4. Use emotional fuel. Imagination works best when powered by emotion. Asa Candler wasn't just buying a formula. He was escaping poverty and chasing freedom. That burning desire turned a kettle into a kingdom. Ask yourself, what do I want so badly that I can't sleep at night? Tie your imagination to that goal, and you'll unlock creativity you didn't know you had. 5. Visualize daily, like it's already real. This is not woo-woo. Science backs this. Athletes do it before championships. CEOs do it before big deals. Here's how. Sit quietly for 5 minutes every day. Imagine your idea fully alive. Customers buying, money flowing, your product everywhere. Feel the excitement as if it's real. Your subconscious will start working to turn that vision into reality. Retention hook. Now, before you think, okay, I'll try this later, let me show you why 99% of people never act and how you can escape that trap. Why most people never act on their ideas? Because they want guarantees. They want to know if it will work before they start. Newsflash. Asa Candler didn't have guarantees. He had $500, a kettle, and guts. Henry Ford didn't have guarantees. People laughed at his horseless carriage. Bezos didn't have guarantees. Friends told him the internet was a fad. If you wait for certainty, you'll die waiting. The only guarantee is this: if you don't act, nothing happens. Turn your idea into action in 3 steps. Step 1. Write it down. If it's not on paper, it's not real. Step 2. Take the smallest possible step today. Step 3. Commit publicly. Tell someone. Accountability is rocket fuel. You know the story. A young drug clerk buys an old kettle, a wooden paddle, and a slip of paper for $500. Fast forward. That slip of paper turns into Coca-Cola, a drink known in every corner of the planet. But let's dig deeper. What really made Coca-Cola an empire? It wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was 3 powerful principles that you can apply to your life, your ideas, and your business starting today. Hidden trait number 1. Obsession with an idea. Asa Candler didn't just like his idea. He was obsessed. He believed in it when nobody else did. Friends thought he was crazy. People laughed. Banks refused him loans. But his belief was unshakable. Here's the truth. No one will believe in your idea until you do. You don't need approval. You need conviction. Action step for you. Write down why your idea matters. Make it so powerful that it gives you goosebumps every time you read it. Read it daily. Obsession breeds success. Hidden trait number 2. Branding before branding was cool. Think about it. Coca-Cola wasn't the only drink on the market. But Asa understood something others didn't. People don't just buy a product. They buy a feeling. He didn't just sell a drink. He sold refreshment, happiness, togetherness. That's why even during the Great Depression, when people had no money, Coca-Cola kept selling. Why? Because it wasn't just a beverage. It was an escape, a little sip of joy. Action step for you. Ask yourself, what feeling does my product or service deliver? How can I make that feeling so strong that people can't ignore it? Remember, features tell, feelings sell. Hidden trait number 3. Relentless expansion through imagination. Most people would have stopped after making a decent profit in one city. Not Asa. He imagined Coca-Cola in every cafe, every home, every street corner in America, and then the world. He didn't ask, can this work? He asked, how big can this get? That's the question you need to start asking today. Action step for you. Whatever idea you have, scale it in your mind first. Visualize it going global, even if today you can't pay your rent. Why? Because imagination attracts opportunities. Power quote, small minds are concerned with the possible. Big minds imagine the impossible and then make it happen. What does this mean for you? You might be thinking, sure, but that was Coca-Cola. That was the 1800s, times were different. Wrong. If anything, today is even better. Why? Because now you have technology, global reach, and endless tools Asa Candler never had. He sold a drink by word of mouth and posters. You have Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, email, ads, AI. The cost of reaching millions has never been lower. So, what's your excuse?